Welcome to Troggy Trog's Let's Play Dungeons and Dragons Online. I'm out here in Cerelean Hills. It's one of my favorite little wilderness spots, if you can believe that. It's a very small wilderness area, but it's kind of nostalgic for me because I remember this is my first time playing this game, and when I made it to the harbor, this is kind of like the first spot I went to, and I romped around out here for probably a couple days. You know, I just didn't leave this area. I just thought I thought you could keep going. I thought it was like Skyrim, so I thought, well, I'll just keep going and going, you know. And I was on a ranger character of all things too. My very first character was actually a ranger. I got him to level 5, and just really didn't enjoy playing him because it was one of those preset enhancement paths. It was like a Tempest build, and I wasn't able to pick any enhancements.
A dusty caravan blocks the road to the west.
So as you can see, I've already been out here. I was out romping around, kind of cleared out everything, hit the shrine, and then now I'm going to the one of the 2 quests out here. I will probably get 200 Slayers out here and call it good. My main concern is just getting these 2 rares. I actually got 5 of 7 on my first run out here. Alright, so this poor guy looks like has been driven off his farmstead, so we're gonna clear it out. And there's an optional quest in here too, so Nash Braza. And this quest is where there's smoke on normal. Alright. Hopefully we'll do well here. I'm going to use my short bow for a little while.
Things look peaceful on the road to Nash's farm, but the hills echo with distant shouts and the barking of dogs.
Uh-oh. I had fear put on me. That does -2 to my penalty on attack rolls, saves, and skill checks. Let's see with that intelligence. I can still hit pretty well, and you know, of course my hireling's doing all the damage, really. Oh, look, it's a doggy. Hey, doggy. Let's turn my guy off for a second, make sure he doesn't do anything stupid. Farm dog, good, stout, and loyal. This dog, the dog is tied on a short leash and starts to snarl as you approach. It must be one of Nash's pets. Now we have options here. My best one is bluff. We can also try to feed it a smoked cure ham, but I got a pretty decent bluff, you know. Let's see what my bluff is right now. Pretty decent as being 4. I don't know if that's decent. We can try it. If it doesn't work, we can try feeding it a cured ham. There is that option. We'll try it. Who wants to go for a nice walk? The dog sniffs your hands and lets you approach to pet him. Pet the dog. Aww, yeah, good doggy. Whoa. Alright, now we gotta turn our guy back in here. That's one of the optionals, is to get his dogs, befriend them, and then bring it back to this caravan. Okay, the dog enters the caravan. It'll follow you. And now we will keep on going. Come along, Gramisk. Yes. I want to double check for Q spam over here real quick. Alright, the cured ham is actually in like these little chests that are located in the jungle. You have to find, because that makes sense, you know, most cured ham is in chests in the middle of nowhere in the jungle, right? There's a rubble pile. I wonder if Barney was in there. Oh no. Now see, that is one of the things that we're going to start experiencing. Rave enfeeblement. And this is when you start to see it. As you can see, I'm at 0 strength. This is not good. So I'm basically overloaded, so I can't move real fast, but I'm still able to move. Just can't use my weapons or anything. So we just gotta wait for it to do its thing. It's Rave Enfeelment. Just gonna, you know, be patient. Now, there's a way to get rid of that if you have restoration pots, but again, I'm starting character on a server that I don't have any money or friends or anything like that, so, you know, that was the whole idea, is to play it and give myself a challenge. Of course, I'm not able to run it on Elite, which would be truly challenging, you know, to run all these quests on Elite with a starting character, but, you know, we'll play within our system here, run everything on normal. Because I kind of wanted a casual run through this game. I didn't want to make it too crazy, you know. I've played pretty much, you know, 4 or 5 years on Elite difficulty only, or, you know, as much as I could. So, you know, to play the game on normal, but without the good gear.
A crude barricade across the road to discourage anyone from returning to the farm.
You know, the idea is like to have a character that is limited. Like, you know, like if you're if I want this to be like a playthrough as if you were playing a game as the audience, because if you were playing a game and you were free to play without any VIP status for a premium account, that means, look, a push in invisibility. Finally, I found one. That's awesome. But, you know, if you're a VIP, you would be able to pick what difficulty you want to go in right off the bat. I can't do that. I mean, you can get these little things to unlock difficulties off the DDO store for a quest, but still, you know, it's going to cost you money or DDO points to do that for every quest. So for me, it's... I'm shooting through the bushes here. For me, it just makes more sense to play this on normal on a server that I don't have any other characters, so that it would replicate its best within the limitations that I have, or the limits I can put on it, I should say. It would replicate the game as if you were playing it. I like this tent here. And, ooh, it's got really thick walls, though. I mean, look at the thick those things are. So this is another one of those chests with a ham in it. So we should have 2 of those now. Right. Yeah. And, oh, while I was out there, I could pick up this Dagger of Slow Burst that I may try out. It has this ability to slow down an opponent if they fail their will save for 30 seconds. They get stuck in this like slow motion mode. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do the bluff again, get the dog, and then we'll give our guy a little, well, hopefully our guy will rage. I don't want to click that. Hello, mister. Yeah, just to give him a little bit more firepower in case we come across anything on the way out. But again, we got to lead the dog back each time. There are plenty of shrines in this quest. If I remember correctly, there's at least 2, I thought. Maybe it's just that one, but you won't really need it until you get all the dogs back to the beginning, usually. Okay. If you pace yourself right, you know. Plus we've got Mr. Sir Kills a lot here, kills everything. So we really don't have to worry about it. I feel like raging myself. Let's rage. Ooh, look at all those extra hit points. So what that does is it gives me +2 to my strength and con, and a bonus to will saves, but I get a penalty to my armor class. So it's not a big deal. This is one of the reasons I like being an archer. Let's see, you can... There's a lot of quests that are in dungeons, but there are a lot of quests that are outdoors. I wanted to go back up here real quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. Up here, just... Yeah, okay, so we got these, yeah, 2. Yeah, I think there's basically 1 per chest with the cured hams in it. So I think there's another... There might be another shrine up here. Instead, I'm a little rusty. I haven't played this game much this year. Before, let me give you a little history on myself. Before I played ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, in the beta, and then into in early 2014. Before I went live, I played DDO on and off for about 6 years, 5 or 6 years. So then I played ESO pretty hardcore there for a while, and about 6 months straight. Plus they gave me a free month for the initial buy of the game. So I enjoyed it. It wasn't as good as Dungeons & Dragons Online, and if you like PvP, this is definitely not the game, obviously. But ESO's got some decent PvP, so it's kind of like a mixed bag. It's like the PvP in ESO wasn't bad. It had a lot of cool aspects to the PvP, but it was kind of repetitive too. Like they didn't have enough going on for PvP to keep you, I don't know, addicted long enough, so to speak. Video games have to have something to kind of keep you going into it and kind of invest into it. And if you don't have that investment, I'm gonna check here for the bags I managed here. But if you don't have anything that keeps you really truly invested, whether as a hobby, if it's not really something you enjoy, then you're gonna move on to a different game. And I have a ton of video games anyway. And, ooh, there was a crit and a half there. I did 8 points of damage to him. It's funny how I say a crit and it's only like, not even a tenth of my hit points basically. Gazmul! We killed Gazmul! Ha ha ha! So, I don't know. I guess my video game commentary, my opinion on Elder Scrolls is mine. So I mean, you might like the game. I didn't hate the game. Certainly liked a lot of the things about the game. The graphics were amazing. I will say that. Dexterity 1 bracers. The graphics for Elder Scrolls Online were simply probably the best graphics I've ever seen for an MMO, and they rival a lot of single-player games that are out nowadays. I mean, there is nothing they need to be ashamed of on the graphics department. I would say that I wish the characters looked a tad more realistic. And as far as the facial looks and animations that they have, they have that little bit of a, I don't know, an MMO / Disney kind of, I guess you could say, quality to it, but it's nothing major. I mean, like, really, nothing major at all. It's the game looks so good. I mean, all the entire game, the visuals are, I mean, literally like 10 times better than this game. So if you think the graphics in this game aren't bad, if you enjoy the graphics and think, this is pretty good, you need to go play Elder Scrolls, just at least for 1 month, and just look at the graphics in that game. It's an awesome game for graphics. Not as good as modded Skyrim, but I would say vanilla Skyrim maybe better. Elder Scrolls may be better than vanilla Skyrim. I mean, max out settings. It's pretty decent. They have things in that game that aren't in vanilla Skyrim, like footprints in snow and really, really good shadows. In fact, the shadows, I can't make Skyrim look any better, even with mods, than Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls Online has better shadows than Skyrim. Flat out. Elder Scrolls wins. No contest. Because Elder Scrolls Test 5, Skyrim, has limits on how the shadows work. It's basically, you can make the shadows look really highly detailed and not pixelate it, but if you do that, it'll limit other parts of shadows. Like, shadows are kind of limited for the engine is limited for how shadows play in the game. So you can have shadows that look really realistic as far as the high quality resolution of the shadows, but then you won't see the shadows really far away or something. It's like you can only see close up. There's like limits in the INI files on how it works, sadly. At least everything that I read about shadows. So I've tried to get my game to look the best I can with my engine and everything, my system I'm using, and I can't do it. I'm playing Dungeons & Dragons and talking about Elder Scrolls, but I really do enjoy the Elder Scrolls games, so might as well chat about it when there's nothing going on in this quest. A lot of running around in the jungle here. Guys, I'd say, if anybody hasn't tried Elder Scrolls Online, give it a try. It might be a game you like. As far as MMOs go, I don't think it's the best designed MMO. They are making improvements and it is getting better. You know, so I think in time it'll be a good game, but I just don't know if it'll have an audience by that time it gets there. They initially had said that about 3 months after the game launched for PC, it was going to go out and be launched for console. Console still has not launched, so that was basically going to be right around June, early June 2014. So we're now over 6 months later, because this is late December I'm making this video, and we still have yet to see consoles come out. Now they're talking about it and everything, and it's funny because I actually use a console controller to play all my MMOs on a PC though. So I play it as if somebody's playing it like you would a console. I mean, I sit back in my easy chair, my feet propped up, and I play on a console controller. I have a mouse next to me on it and a keyboard next to me on a desk, but I hardly use them. Mainly just for typing chat or something like that, and since I use voice chat in most of my games, it's one of those little things. I'm gonna go back here because I think some of the mobs in here spawn when you come back to this area. Yeah. So to get the conquest, it's like you kind of have to come back up this way. I'm gonna keep going back further just to make sure. But anyway, like one thing that this game has, there's a lot of good things about Dungeons & Dragons Online. The user interface is really awesome for this game, especially the social panel. If you're looking for this thing here, the social panel, the inventory system is not bad. It could be better, but the enhancement system I like. They actually made it a better system than it was years ago. Some of the changes when they did that, I wasn't happy about. I mean, I wasn't super mad about, but I wasn't happy about. Because they kind of, like for the paladins, they kind of combined Hunter of the Dead and Knight of the Chalice into one prestige line, when I really liked those prestige lines being separate because I kind of liked them the way they were. That's just my opinion, but I think they were better when they had those separate and they kind of combined them and meshed them together. But things that are really awesome in this game is that it comes with free voice chat, so you don't need TeamSpeak or Ventrilo. You can have up to 12 people in a party, and the voice chat works really well. And some people have problems with the voice chat being a little tad laggy, but I don't. It works really well, and it's pretty smooth. For me, I've really never had too many issues with it, unless it's just a laggy day where there's a lot of people online. But even then, it's pretty smooth.
Smoke rises in the distance. You'll need to act quickly to save Nash's house from the flames.
The way the skills work, like the dice rolls in this game, the combat, the targeting orb that I use, this little circle, I use it as my interactable, so it's basically, it does all my action for me when I'm hovering over an object. I just click a button and it pretty much does everything. You can key map this game extremely easily to a controller. It's a really good game for a lot of. It has really good design features in this game. They thought a lot of things out in the engine of this game. I think the way it works. So I think DDO is superior to. I mean, it's eight almost 9 years old. It's far superior to Elder Scrolls Online in a lot of ways. That being said, Elder Scrolls Online has got some things that it does better too. Especially PvP, because this game absolutely has no PvP.
Bellow from behind the house as the flames go out.
Alright, so we got ambushed here as we came to the alright, we're getting in some trouble. Let's go ahead and get out. Oops, I didn't do it. There we go. There we go. I want to use up those starter pots anyway. What we got to watch out for is mainly those casters. See, I failed my will save. Woo!
The local orcs will
that was perfect
before raiding another farmstead in the Cerelean Hills.
I was trying to time it so we killed the boss last, because I want to get that conquest bonus. Make sure we get it, or onslaught this time. And we did. We got him last, so we basically killed everything before. I'm gonna do one more patrol here just to make sure. It looks like we killed everything. And Grom is still. I mean, like, I'm taking damage, and he's right there swinging away, and he's not taking damage. The guy's tough as. He's a level 1 character, guys. Level 1 hireling. Now I've bolstered him. I mean, I have enhancements and a feat. They give him more juice, so to speak. You know, he's got more juice. And now that I got, I think at 2 action points, we can actually give him even more juice. So he's gonna be like a level 1, but he's gonna be running around probably like a level 6 kind of feel to him. Anyway, we got all the optionals done and everything. Looks like we're good. I want to look at the. Actually, we can just look at the party chat real quick. Yeah, real quick look. We didn't really get anything good out of that chest, but anyway, okay. Well, let's go get a reward and see what we get, and then we'll move on to the next quest after that.
A dusty caravan blocks the road to the west.
You took care of all them orcs? Well now, that is good news. Here, take this. It's not much, but it will help make up for all your trouble. Why, certainly, yes. They're giving me all his stuff. Now, keen short bow rapid strikes. The keen part I like. The rapid strikes are only a 1% chance of double shot. It's basically, they created this double shot tech mechanic, and they put that in the game in the last couple years, I would say. It used to be that you would basically, I don't think it was called double shot. It was more like you'd have like alacrities and things like that, like a speed increase to your passively add it to your speed of your attack animations. But they added double shot basically as an extra additive to kind of give it a little bit more dimension to attack speed. So basically, consider it like 1% increase in attack speed, but not alacrity. It's a separate thing. So it doesn't really give you attack speed, but it just basically gives you an extra chance to hit while you're shooting. So basically, when you fire an arrow, there's a 1% chance that you'll fire 2 arrows. Not that great for what I'm looking for, so we'll go to heroic feats.